Hello, everybody. So, lately I've been going down a rabbit hole. I'm supposed to be doing homework, but instead I'm getting down this rabbit hole, and I do this occasionally. I go down these rabbit holes, and then my mind is just sucked in like a black hole, or into a rabbit hole, like Alice in Wonderland. I don't know, however you want to look at it, but either way. So, I've been going down this rabbit hole recently, and this particular rabbit hole is about Jehovah's Witnesses. And if you didn't know, I was raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, so occasionally I go down this rabbit hole, and it's not just because of my interest in religion, but because I was raised and indoctrinated as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, obviously, I am not one of Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, but I was. And so, as I've been watching these videos, first off, one of the things when I do watch these videos, I usually tend to take more stock in those who were once one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Anyway, sorry about that. Mama Kitty came over to say hi. But anyway, so as I'm watching these, I do tend to take more stock into those people who were actually raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, or did spend a lot of time as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, like I'm talking several years in the organization. Because if someone comes at Jehovah's Witnesses from an outside perspective, for one thing, they're not really going to understand what it's like to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. They're going to have a very outward perspective, which is good. Trust me, it's very, very good to have that. But at the same time, there is so much bias about the organization. Okay, lots of interruptions today. There's so much bias about the organization itself that it often focuses on every single negative aspect it can, which really isn't hard to do. But there are some good things, which actually one of them, I think, is the fact that it did propel me on my path that I am now. But I'm not going to get into that just right now. What I really want to talk about is why I left. Because when watching these videos, that's what you want to know is why did they leave? What happened when they woke up and realized that the truth was not the truth? What led to that? Well, it's really interesting because a lot of these videos that I've been watching, the reason that some of them woke up was because they read the Bible. Yeah. Because the Bible, even the New World Translation, even though the translation is so messed up, even if you read that Bible, you will begin to realize that a lot of the teachings in the Bible do not correspond with what is being taught to the witnesses from the organization. And so a lot of it was just because they read the Bible and they realized there's something really screwy here. That was one of my thoughts, at first too, was maybe they went online and looked, but no. It's because something made them question their faith, or they went and wanted to reaffirm the ideas by reading the Bible or trying to answer the questions that they had. And when they couldn't get those answers, they dug deeper until they figured out that the truth might not be the truth. Now, I guess in some ways that was how I was too. Granted, I stopped going after my mom passed away when I was almost 16, but even before then, I had started to question a lot of the faith and a lot of the teachings and doctrines. Even as a kid, I remember, asking questions. And when I asked those questions, I got answers. They were answers that I expected, though, not answers that I wanted. Even simple things like living on earth, on paradise for everyone, which is something that the witnesses, they just cling to this idea because they want, no more sickness, no more death. And that idea is beautiful. I'm gonna tell you that. It's beautiful to think of a world without pain and suffering. But here's something I figured out. Thought about. Pain and suffering is a part of life. But pain and suffering can teach us things that we would not learn if we didn't go through those things. Some of them are horrible, yes, but they teach us things that we couldn't learn otherwise. And that's something that I love, is learning. Sometimes my little stubborn brain takes a little bit to, get things in the head, but I love to learn. And I thought about that too. If I was going to live forever, then maybe I could just spend the whole time reading and learning and just everything coming in all at once. Except here's the thing. You can read and read and read and read and read and learn, sort of, but if you're perfect, you're not really learning anything because you already know it all. And even if we don't have all that information right away, how long is it going to take before we get all that information in? If we're going to be living on Earth forever, that's not going to take that long. Maybe a couple thousand years, tops, right? And then what about advances? I mean, we are propelling forward into the future so fast and so wonderfully. And the advances that we make as a civilization is astounding. But advances require failures. And so many times I remember growing up and being told that I need to, to get away from the world, the evil world, the system of things. But that's where advances in technology take place. The idea of going to college, that excited me so much. But it wasn't encouraged. If I wanted to go to trade school, I could. Maybe go to college. One of the witnesses I know is a nurse. And I was like, hey, I can be a nurse. But what I really, really wanted to do was be a doctor. But I wouldn't have been able to do that. Be a nurse, yeah, but... And what about everything else? Even now, as I am in college, it's wonderful to be able to learn. But when you go to college, you are challenged to open up your mind and dig into your beliefs, all your belief system and everything you know, and rip it off like a Band-Aid and stare at it. And if you learned, if what you learned is wrong, then you get to relearn it. And that's okay. It's good to look at things and encourage, to explore academically. But I was not encouraged that way when I was a kid. In fact, one of the things I'm studying right now is religion and the different world religions. But that wasn't even encouraged. Because I remember as a kid, I was curious about these other religions, right? I was like, what are they doing differently? Why is it wrong? Why is what they are doing not the truth? I want to know about them. I was discouraged because I might get tempted. I might fall away. Why is looking for the truth a chance to fall away? When you look for the truth, you can find the truth. That's the point of digging, so you can find the truth. But the thing is, that's not how it works. Not for the witnesses. And believe me, I know manipulation and control. And after dealing with it on a much more personal level, when I was an adult, it became pretty clear to me those same signs of control and manipulation. But I didn't see it then because that's how I was raised. Now, like I said, there are a lot of good things about the witnesses and about my journey with the witnesses. And there are a lot of bad things too. I'm pretty sure they're more bad than good if we want to go to utilitarianism. Yeah, not a great religion, from a utilitarian perspective. But yeah, why did I leave? Because I questioned things and I wasn't getting the answers. And when I wanted to go look for the answers, I was told no. I was told not to. I was encouraged not to. And there are reasons for that. And some of those reasons I could understand. But for the most part, it was just to keep me from actually discovering that the truth wasn't really all that true. So that's why I left. I left, and some of the first things I did was do exactly what I was told not to do. I started studying religion. And now that's what I'm doing in college. And I gotta tell you, I'm so glad I did. I'm glad I did. Because now I know. And now I can look back on that time in my life, and I can look back at the witness doctrine and teaching, and I could I could just rip it apart, but at the same time I can't. Well, I can, but I don't want to, not entirely, because I grew up in that. And even though the witness doctrine and teaching is not great, it's manipulative, controlling, etc. Some even called it a cult. Even with that, it shaped me to be the person I am today. I was told I could not get on the podium and give a sermon because I was a woman. Guess what? I'm a woman, and that's exactly what I'm going to school for now. So yeah, it did shape me. I found my faith there. I found so much good there. So it wasn't all a complete loss. Every path that we go, every journey that we take shapes us in some way, and we learn lessons from that. And even though the lessons can be painful, they make us who we are and hopefully make us better people. All right, peace out all.